Welcome back to Raw and Real. Picture this. It's May 5th, 2025, and the Metropolitan Museum of Art is dripping in decadence. A-listers strut down a red carpet that screams wealth. $75,000 tickets, million-dollar gowns, and diamonds that could fund a small country. This is the Met Gala, the so-called Oscars of fashion. But behind the glitz, there's a shadow of exploitation, cultural missteps, and a world so out of touch it feels like a dystopian fever dream. Welcome to the dark reality of the Met Gala 2025, a story of glamour, greed, and jaw-dropping controversy. Buckle up because this is going to be a wild ride. Today we're diving deep into the scandals, the secrets, and the ugly truths that the cameras didn't show. From outrageous outfits that sparked outrage to allegations of mistreatment behind the scenes, we're peeling back the velvet curtain. If you thought the Met Gala was just about pretty dresses, think again. Hit that subscribe button, grab a snack, and let's get into it. First things first, what even is the Met Gala? Officially, it's a fundraising event for the Metropolitan Museum of Art's Costume Institute, held every first Monday in May in New York City. It's been around since 1948, but it exploded into a cultural juggernaut under the iron grip of Vogue's Anna Wintour, who's been running the show since 1995. Think of it as a high society prom where the guest list reads like a who's who of Hollywood, fashion, and music. Beyoncé, Rihanna, Zendaya, you name it. The 2025 gala, held on May 5th, was themed Superfine, Tailoring Black Style, celebrating Black dandyism and menswear-inspired fashion, inspired by Monica L. Miller's book Slaves to Fashion. Sounds cool, right? Well, hold that thought. The gala raises millions for the Costume Institute, $26 million in 2024 alone to be exact, but it's also a branding bonanza, a chance for celebrities to flex their influence and designers to cement their legacy. Tickets cost a reported $75,000 a pop, and tables try $350,000. If you're not invited, you're basically nobody in the elite's eyes. But here's where it gets murky. This isn't just a party. It's a microcosm of everything wrong with wealth, fame, and power in 2025. Let's start with the biggest elephant in the room. Let's talk money. The Met Gala is a parade of wealth so blatant it feels like a slap in the face to anyone struggling. In 2025, while the world grappled with economic uncertainty, climate crises, and ongoing conflicts, celebrities were sipping $500 champagne and wearing gowns that cost more than most people's houses. One ex-user put it perfectly. This is the Hunger Games runway, and we're all just watching from District 12. Ouch. But they're not wrong. Think about it. A single Met Gala outfit, like, say, Zendaya's custom Givenchy suit inspired by Black sartorial legends, can cost upwards of $100,000 to create. That's before jewelry, which can hit millions. Kim Kardashian's diamond-encrusted Balenciaga look, rumored to be worth $2 million, most of it borrowed from jewelers for clout. Meanwhile, the average American household income in 2025 is around $81,000. The disconnect is staggering. And it's not just the money, it's the attitude. Critics on X didn't hold back. One post called the gala a modern-day Tower of Babel, accusing attendees of building monuments to their egos while the world burns. Another user pointed out the hypocrisy of celebrities who champion causes like poverty or climate change, but show up in private jets to an event that screams excess. And let's not forget the environmental cost. Custom gowns flown in from Paris or Milan, worn once, then archived or discarded. Sustainable? Hardly. But here's the kicker. The gala's defenders say it's all for a good cause. The millions raised keep the Costume Institute afloat, preserving fashion as art. Fair enough, but when you're charging $75,000 a ticket, how much of that is really about charity, and how much is about flexing status? Let's move on to something even messier. Now, let's get into the theme. Superfine, Tailoring Black Style. The goal was to celebrate Black dandyism, a movement rooted in Black men's use of sharp, tailored fashion to assert identity and defiance, from the Harlem Renaissance to modern icons like Andre 3000. Sounds powerful, right? But in true Met Gala fashion, things got complicated fast. The dress code, tailored for you, was meant to inspire menswear-inspired looks with a nod to black style. But some attendees, well, they fumbled. Hard. The biggest scandal? Lisa, the actress from The White Lotus, who showed up in lace underwear featuring an image of Rosa Parks. Yes, Rosa Parks, the civil rights legend, on underwear. The internet lost it. X posts called it disrespectful and a new low for cultural appropriation. One user wrote, "This is what happens when you let rich people play with black history." Lisa's team claimed it was a tribute to civil rights, but the backlash was swift. Critics argued it turned a sacred figure into a fashion prop, commodifying black struggle for clout. And she wasn't alone. Other attendees were accused of diluting the theme, wearing generic suits or gowns that ignored the cultural context. One ex-user summed it up. The Met Gala took a black theme and made it about rich people cosplaying as edgy. To be fair, some nailed it. Coleman Domingo's tailored velvet suit, inspired by black jazz legends, was a masterclass in respecting the theme. Teyana Taylor's deconstructed tuxedo gown screamed innovation, but the misses were loud and they sparked a bigger question. Is the Met Gala equipped to handle themes tied to marginalized cultures without turning them into a costume party? Spoiler, a lot of people think no. Okay, let's pull back the curtain. The Met Gala isn't just about what you see on the red carpet, it's about the chaos behind it. And that chaos, it's often built on the backs of underpaid, overworked staff and celebrities pushed to their physical limits. In 2025, stories of exploitation stole the spotlight. Take Kylie Jenner. Her avant-garde Maison Margiela look was a showstopper, but reports said she needed her team to pry her shoes off after hours of pain. Diana Ross? Her 18-foot train required 5 assistants to manage, and sources claimed she was exhausted by the ordeal. One of the biggest bombshells came from a viral video accusing rapper Doechii of mistreating her assistants during her Met Gala debut. The clip, posted on X, showed her allegedly snapping at staff over a wardrobe issue. Fans were divided. Some called it stress, others called it abuse. While we don't have the full story, it fed into a larger narrative. The Met Gala's glamour often comes at the cost of the people behind the scenes. Stylists, seamstresses, assistants, they're the unsung heroes, and they're rarely treated like it. The fashion industry as a whole has a dark labor problem. Many of the custom gowns worn at the gala are made in ateliers where workers earn low wages for grueling hours. In 2025, the Met Gala's reliance on this system didn't go unnoticed. Ex-users called it modern-day sweatshop chic, pointing out the irony of celebrating black style while potentially exploiting labor to create it. It's a gut punch when you think about it. If the Met Gala is a kingdom, Anna Wintour is its queen. The Vogue editor has shaped the event into a global phenomenon, but her reign isn't without controversy. In 2025, she was at the center of multiple scandals that painted her as both a mastermind and a manipulator. First, there was the snub. Rumors swirled that Wintour personally vetoed a major star's invitation over their political views. The star, unnamed, but X was buzzing with speculation. Some called it censorship, others called it Wintour protecting the gala's vibe. Then came the wardrobe malfunction. A tabloid claimed Anna's gown ripped on the red carpet, exposing a moment of vulnerability. True or not, the story went viral, with ex-users mocking her as the emperor with no clothes. But Anna's influence goes deeper. She handpicks the guest list, approves themes, and even signs off on outfits. That control makes the gala a tightly curated spectacle, but it also fuels accusations of elitism. One ex-post called her the gatekeeper of a corporate circus, arguing that the gala's exclusivity is less about art and more about power. Love her or hate her, Anna Wintour is the Met Gala, and that's a double-edged sword. Now let's get to the juicy stuff, the scandals that had everyone talking in 2025. The Met Gala is no stranger to drama, but this year, it was next level. Grab your popcorn because these moments were wild. First up, Rihanna's pregnancy bombshell. During a live interview, Shakira accidentally confirmed that Rihanna was expecting, sending the internet into a frenzy. Fans were thrilled, but some ex-users felt it stole focus from the gala's theme. Then there was Rihanna and Kiara's reunion. After a 14-year social media feud, they posed together on the red carpet. Iconic? Yes. but tabloids spun it into a soap opera, overshadowing their actual looks. Next, Pamela Anderson's fashion fail. Her gown, described as ill-fitting by critics, sparked debate about ageism in fashion. Some defended her bold choice, others called it a flop. And don't forget the smaller dramas, like the designer who allegedly threw a fit when their gown didn't get enough press. These moments turned the gala into a reality show, and the internet ate it up. Okay, let's take a step back and talk about something serious: the environment. The Met Gala's sparkle comes with a massive carbon footprint, and in 2025, that didn't go unnoticed. The fashion industry is already one of the world's biggest polluters, and events like this, they're the cherry on top of a very wasteful cake. Most Met Gala outfits are worn exactly once. Custom gowns, flown in from across the globe, often end up in archives or, worse, discarded. The jewelry, mined diamonds and metals that wreak havoc on ecosystems. Private jets? Don't even get me started. Hundreds of them ferried celebs to NYC, pumping out CO2 like there's no tomorrow. Ex-users called it climate hypocrisy, especially when stars like Billie Eilish, who advocate for sustainability, still showed up. To be fair, some designers tried to go green. Stella McCartney's vegan leather look for Ariana Grande was a step forward. But one sustainable gown doesn't erase the gala's broader impact. Critics argue that if the fashion world wants to lead, it needs to rethink events like this entirely. Food for thought. Now, before you write off the Met Gala as a capitalist nightmare, let's hear the other side. Because, believe it or not, it's not all bad. The gala does have a purpose beyond Instagram likes, and some of its moments are genuinely inspiring. First, the fundraising. The $26 million raised in 2024, and likely more in 2025, keeps the Costume Institute running, preserving fashion history for future generations. That's not nothing. Then there's the art. Looks like Coleman Domingo's or Teyana Taylor's weren't just outfits. They were statements, celebrating Black culture in a way that reached millions. And for designers, especially those from marginalized groups, the gala is a rare chance to shine. Nigerian designer Ugo Mosey, who dressed Diana Ross, called it a dream come true. Plus, let's be real, the gala is fun to watch. It's a spectacle, a moment where creativity gets to go wild. For every miss, there's a hit that reminds us why fashion matters. So, is it perfect? But is it worthless? Also, the truth lies in the messy middle. So why does any of this matter? Because the Met Gala isn't just a party, it's a mirror. In 2025, with the world facing economic strain, climate urgency, and social divides, the gala's excesses feel more glaring than ever. It's a snapshot of a society obsessed with image, where wealth and fame drown out the bigger picture. One ex-user called it the last gasp of a dying empire, and that stuck with me. The gala's critics see it as a symbol of everything broken: inequality, exploitation, cultural insensitivity. But its defenders see it as a celebration of art, a momentary escape. Both sides have a point, and that tension is what makes the Met Gala so fascinating. It's not just about dresses, it's about who we are and who we want to be. So what's the dark reality of the Met Gala 2025? It's a paradox. A dazzling display of creativity that's also a glaring symbol of excess. A stage for cultural celebration that sometimes stumbles into appropriation. A fundraiser for art that's built on labor and waste. The truth is, the Met Gala is all of these things: beautiful, flawed, inspiring, and infuriating. And maybe that's why we can't look away. As we move forward in 2025, the question isn't whether the Met Gala should exist, it's whether it can evolve. Can it honor cultures without exploiting them? Can it celebrate fashion without destroying the planet? Can it be more than a playground for the elite? Those are the challenges, and they're bigger than any gown. So, what do you think? Is the Met Gala a masterpiece or a mess? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's keep this conversation going. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button and subscribe for more videos. See you in the next one.